Hi everyone, and welcome to Paper Pumpkin Week here on Creative Chelsey. Today I'm sharing with you my 7th and last alternative project using the January 2025 Paper Pumpkin Kit called Hearts for You. The kit creates a total of 9 cards, 3 in 3 different designs, along with coordinating envelopes. If you would like to watch me unbox the kit and create these cards or see any of my other alternative projects, click on the playlist and I'll link it up here in the top right corner. Today I wanted to play around with the envelopes in the kit and I created a fun treat packaging idea. I love envelope treat pouches and this one came together so easily. I hope you stick around to see all the tips and tricks I used to make it. Don't forget that all my Paper Pumpkin subscribers receive amazing perks from me. When you get the kit each month, I mail you my very own card kit and email a PDF with even more alternative ideas. If you would like to receive this extra perk, sign up for Paper Pumpkin using the link below and make sure to select me as your demonstrator. Make sure to also like and subscribe to my channel. Let's get started. So our first step today is to cut a shape out of the front of the envelope. If you don't want to do this, you could just layer a petal pink heart on top. But I thought it was a fun technique. And if you want it to be see-through, you could add some clear envelope or something behind it so that people could see into the envelope. So I'm going to show you this technique so that you have an idea on how to do it. In your Paper Pumpkin kit, you usually will receive a piece of chipboard like this. And it's just to help keep everything nice and flat while it's shipped. And I usually will throw mine away. However, it's the perfect piece that we need to cut out this shape. So what I did is I trimmed off a piece just at 5.5 inches so that it can slide into my envelope like this. Actually, I'm going to flip it around. So it goes all the way in and it's going to protect so that when I cut with my die, it won't go all the way through and cut the back as well. So next I'm going to layer on my die. This is the die from the Spring is in the Air die cuts, which is a coordinating die set for the January, February, and March 2025 Paper Pumpkin kits. It comes with 5 dies and it includes this large heart. I love this heart. And you're going to need to play around with your layers a little bit, your platform layers. So we've got layer 1. And then I'm going to use layer 4. We usually use this for embossing, but I'm going to use that today. Then place your envelope down, and then you're going to add your heart and just kind of eyeball it so that it sits in the middle of the label on the front. And then you're going to add a clear plate. Let's add this one since it's less used, and that one is plate number 3. So it is a little tight as it runs through your machine, but just keep going. It will be just fine and it'll cut everything out. So here is a really fun, if you do want to add like a clear piece right here, you can do that and then people can see through it. So that's one of the reasons that I did it that way, is because I thought, oh, that might be fun. But in the end, the design changed and I just put a piece of Petal pink cardstock behind the opening. And this Petal pink cardstock fits best if it's at least 3¼ inches. But the smallest size has to be 3¼ inches square. And you're just going to go ahead and tuck that in. Make sure that it's covering up the whole opening, and then you can take a little bit of liquid glue or some glue dots, and you're just going to lift up and place glue in the corners. I know you can't see what how much glue I'm adding, but just a little bit. Let me do this other side here. Just where it's hiding, so we don't see it. Oh. Just like that. And then here at the top, I'm just going to adjust it a little bit. Here at the top I can add some dots of glue in the corners. And again, you could use a glue dot. I'm going to put one in the middle and one here on the corner. Okay, so you're just going to add that light petal pink cardstock behind it. Your envelope can still open so that you can place some treats inside. Next we can decorate, and I'm going to take that inside piece, I'm going to flip it over and use the solid red side and pop it up with some dimensionals. And just place that in the middle, and that's going to really make that scalloped edge pop. And I love that. Next, take that white card base piece that we've been using for stamping and cutting, and you're going to cut yourself a 5/8 of an inch or larger, depending on what greeting you use, and just a strip. So that's probably 4 1/4 by 5/8 of an inch. And then you can stamp your greeting on it. I'm going to do You're My Favorite in real red. And all this comes in the kit. And just stamp it right in the center. And then you'll take a pair of paper snips and just trim each side just slightly at an angle. And let's go ahead and add this to the center of the heart. Place a little liquid glue in the middle or a glue dot and dimensionals on this side just to support the areas that are going to come off the heart. And we're decorating the envelope first before we turn it into a treat pouch, just because it's so much easier to do all of this when everything is nice and flat. Okay, so it's going to look like that. Then we can take any of your leftover pieces and create some fun little details with it. This is super cute all by itself, so you could leave it alone if you don't have any other pieces. These are the little envelope stickers that you could put. You can put it here on the front, or you could even use it on the back as kind of a closure if you want. That would be really cute. I'm going to add it here to the front, and I'm just going to tuck it underneath the red heart, just under the greeting. So something like that. Then I'm going to take my row of hearts, and I'm going to separate 3 hearts. And this is tricky because when you separate them, you do want to round them so that they look like a full heart. But by doing that, you're going to make the one next to it really not usable. So even though we're using 3 hearts on the card, you need to have at least 5 hearts to be able to cut them and use them, because you're just going to probably throw those away. Or you can save these and add them like a scallop, like we did for our first alternative, to a card underneath something like a greeting, or just as a little detail. So you don't have to throw them away, but you can't use the whole heart. Oh, come on. This is getting a little tinier. So they were not going to be perfect, but there's my 3 hearts. And I wanted these to have a different color than just white. So you could color on them with any product. I have the Flirty Flamingo Stampin' Blend markers. And what's nice about these is they come in both a light and a dark. And so I'm going to do 2 dark and 1 light. You could, of course, switch it up, use a different color. You could use just regular Stampin' Write markers. You could even use a blending brush and ink. So lots of options there. And then I'm just going to pop these on with some liquid glue and a small dimensional. Let's see. Just need a tiny little one. I'll just use a side of my dimensionals here. So I'm going to place one dimensional, and I just want the dimensional on the bottom right area so that I can add a little liquid glue to the top left, and that's going to go between my gold heart and my red heart, right about there. Then I'll take some glue, make a couple dots where I want my other hearts to be, and I'll do a dark heart. Whoop, let's move that up a little bit, and we'll do a light heart down here. If you have any embellishments, you can always pop some embellishments on as well, but the front of our card is done. I did add one more fun little detail to the flap here, so when it closes you see a little monochromatic heart in the background. So we're going to flip this over to the flap side, grab the real red ink and our solid heart. If you want to use the outline heart, you can. You could also use both of these together, and then right in the center of that flap, go ahead and stamp your heart, just like that. That will be a cute little detail you can see when you flip the envelope over. So you could just do it like this. This is a really cute envelope. You could add one of your cards to this envelope and have it be something you could just hand. So that's an option. Adorable. So you obviously couldn't mail it, but if you're hand delivering, that would be a super cute way to deliver it. But if you do want to turn it into a treat pouch, let's go ahead and do that. So you're going to take your paper trimmer, move your cutting blade all the way to the top so that you don't accidentally cut. So you're going to score at a 1/2 inch on all sides, all straight sides. So we'll start here on the bottom. Again, only use my scoring blade, and then flip it over. You want to score on both the front and the back each time. Then we'll rotate to one of the sides. When you're scoring here on the flap, oh, dang it, I almost cut that. When you score here on the flap, be really gentle, just because that envelope paper is very thin. And then we're going to rotate to the front. Again, score gentle on the flap. And then I'm going to use my bottom edge here to do the opposite sides. So score gently, and then you can press just a little harder when you're on the double. So 1/2 inch and gently there. So you've scored a 1/2 inch on all straight sides of your envelope, and now you're going to fold along that scored line. And using a bone folder is really helpful here. And you want to fold both ways. So fold to the back and then fold to the front. And then repeat on the other side. And then that bottom edge as well. Okay, so once you've done that, you're going to go ahead and open up your envelope, press the bottom so that it's flat. And when you come to the corners, you're going to create a triangle by squeezing the edge or the corner together, and come over to the other side and then create a triangle. Add a little glue to that triangle we're going to connect it to the bottom of our bag. So I've got a finger inside my bag and pressing against that triangle right there, and then move down to the other side and repeat. Okay, and then when you come up the sides, you're going to flip-flop this score line. So instead of it coming out, you're going to push it in to the bag. Okay, and that creates that gusseted bag. And repeat that on this side. So the score line goes, the middle score line goes inside the bag, like that. Then up here on the flap, I do like to glue down the edge here. So this is the flap edge. Just a little glue on that, and then just hold that there until it sticks. And then you can pop any fun tree in there. And to close this, I kept the adhesive from the envelope in place. Sometimes I'll cut it off, but it's still there. So you could just wet that, fill it, and then fold along the score line and close the envelope treat bag like that. Super duper cute. It's just such a fun thing to do with those extra envelopes. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching me create this fun treat packaging idea. If you're interested in getting your own paper pumpkin subscription, please use the link in the description box below. If you would like to see written instructions or close-up images on how I created this project, you can visit my blog, creativechelsey.com. Thanks so much for watching. Have a creative day. Bye.